Hello children, today I am going to teach you a poem from on-bill textbook in English of class 11. The name of the poem is The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. This poem is about a laburnum tree and a goldfinch. Have you ever seen a laburnum tree? The laburnum tree is short with hanging branches with yellow flowers and poisonous seeds. It is sometimes called golden chain or golden rain. So this is the image of laburnum tree for you. What is goldfinch? Goldfinch is a small singing bird with yellow feathers on its wing. So this is the image of goldfinch. It is yellow in color. Here in this poem, the poet uses the yellow color as a symbol of silence, death and beauty. The poem represents the sweet and repaying relationship between the tree and the bird. In this poem, the tree is turning yellow, silent and death-like. But it is because of the goldfinch taking shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones, makes the tree more lively. As soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. Thus, the poet wants to tell the readers about the importance of interdependence and having good or friendly relationship in life. The poet also wants to convey to the readers that life is a process of change and transformation. So let's recite the poem. Take out your textbook from on-bill textbook of class 11th, page number 31. The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen, till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. Then sleek as a lizard, and alert and abrupt, of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings, the whole tree trembles and trills. It is the engine of her family. She strokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end, showing her bad face identity marks. Then, with airy delicate whistle, chirrup whispering, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. So, this is the poem of Laburnum Top written by Ted Hughes. Now I will do stanza-wise explanation to you. In the first stanza, the laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. I will be dealing with this particular stanza. In this stanza, the poet says that he saw a laburnum tree, the top of which was still and silent in broad daylight of September month. It was autumn season, so the leaves had turned yellow and the seeds had fallen. The poet has predominantly used yellow color in the first stanza. Yellow is a symbolic of silence, desolation, death and decay. So my dear children, why this? Why the poet has used the term yellow, which symbolize silence, desolation, death and decay. When we continue the poem, you will be able to understand about the laburnum tree, which is silent because there is no one with the laburnum tree, and that was very quiet and still in the afternoon of September month. So this was the first stanza about the laburnum top. Now let's read the second stanza. Till the goldfinch comes. Now, till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end, then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and a machine startup of chittering and a tremor of wings and trillings. When the arrival of goldfinch, there is a sudden movement on the tree. The goldfinch makes a sudden chirping sound sitting on the branch end, and its movement is swift and rapid as she is sleek, precocious and swift like a lizard. Then she moved towards the thickness of the branch, making her way into the nest. Her young ones start chirping and shaking with excitement, flapping their wings and making a series of high-pitched sounds which can be compared to the start of a machine when its engine is ignited. Due to the movement of the bird and her young ones, the trees become to life as it suddenly begins to shake as if in excitement. The poet has given two contrasting descriptions of the tree. At first, the laburnum top was motionless, silent and still before the arrival of the goldfinch, and then it suddenly sprung into life due to the shaking movement and sound caused by the action of the goldfinch. Now comes to the third stanza. It is the engine of her family. She stroked it full, then flirts out to the branch end, showing her barred face identity marks. Here the goldfinch is called the engine of the family, just as an engine is required to start up a machine. The bird's young ones also need her support. She provides food to her young ones and makes them active and full of energy before moving out briskly to the branch end. A striped face in her identity marks, as the bars on the face serve as marks for identity. The barred pattern on her face helps her to hide behind the yellow leaves of the tree. Now look at the fourth stanza. Then with every delicate whistle chirrup whispering, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. After reaching the end of the branch, the goldfinch makes a sweet and gentle chirping sound like that of some mysterious whispering and flies away towards the limitless sky. After she is gone, the laburnum tree becomes still and silent, again just like it was before the arrival of the goldfinch. So in general, if we just go through and talk about the relationship between a boy or a girl, or a father or a mother, or there are so many relations which we are having, but how to handle those relationships when that relationship ends up, when there is no love in that relationship, then what happened? That person who has lost their love becomes silent. Like that only, the laburnum tree is silent here, because the tree is single and there is no one in the life of the laburnum tree. So there are so many poetic devices in the poem, like alliteration. What is alliteration? Alliteration is a repetition of a consonant sound at the beginning of two or more consecutive words. As for example, from the poem, silent, quite still. Look at the word silent and still. Silent containing S, the consonant sound is S, still S. So these two are the repetition of a consonant sound. Another one is September, sunlight, September S, sunlight S. Both are consonant sounds, and it is the repetition of the consonant sound at the beginning of two or more following words. Another one is tree trembles, T for tree, T for trembles. Whistle, chirrup, whispering, whistle, W, whispering, W. So these are the example of alliteration from the poem The Laburnum Top. Then comes the simile. it is a comparison between two things using like or as. So in this poem, we can find it in the second stanza, third line of the second stanza. Then sleek as a lizard. So sleek as lizard is the simile. As here is the simile because it is a comparison between the two things, like the lizard and the bird. The bird here is compared to as a lizard. Then comes the metaphor. Metaphor is an indirect or implied comparison between two things. Number one example is, it is the engine of a family. So here the engine of a family. So indirectly way, the poet wants to convey that the laburnum tree is the engine of the family. Second one is showing her bird face identity mask. So here the face of the bird is indirectly saying that the face of the bird is like the bird mask identity of the bird goldfinch. So here personification. So personification is the attribution of human traits to something non-human. The whole tree trembles and trills is an example here in this poem, the laburnum top, example of personification. The whole tree trembles and trills. So the attribution of human traits of something non-human. The next is onomatopoeia. In this figure of speech, a word is formed from a sound similar to it. For example, chirrup, chitterings, trillings, whistle, chirrup and whisperings are some of the examples from the poem The Laburnum Top. So, children, take your pen and underline the difficult words in the poem. Number 1, laburnum. The meaning of laburnum is, as I have already told you, and it is also mentioned in your textbook as a note, laburnum is a short tree with hanging branches, yellow flowers and poisonous seeds. Then next comes goldfinch. Goldfinch is a small singing bird with yellow feathers on its wing. Next is twitching. Twitching is a sudden movement or jerk. Underline the word chirrup. 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 It is a repeated high-pitched sound made by a bird. Next is startlement. A feeling or showing sudden shock. The next word is sleek. The meaning of sleek is smooth or quick movement without interruption. Look at another word, abrupt. Abrupt is a rapid or suddenness. The next word is tremor. Tremor is a slight shaking movement. Next word is trillings. Trillings is a series of quick repeated high notes. The next word is trembles, which means shakes. The next word is trills, which means a sudden feeling of excitement. Look at another word, flirt out, which means moves briskly and abruptly. The next word is strokes, which means to provide fuel to the engine. The next word is barred, which means stripe. Another word is airy, which means strange. Next word is infinite, which means limitless. The next word is whistle, chirrup, which means gentle whisper like the chirping of the bird. The last one is subsides, which means diminishes or reduces in intensity. So my dear children, this poem is about the tree and the goldfinch, sweet and repaying relationship between the two. In the beginning of the poem, we found the laburnum tree silent, but in the center of the poem, we found the tree more live because of the goldfinch taking shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones. But at the end, we find that as soon the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. So this is the poem by Ted Hughes. I hope you have understood the poem. That's all for today's class. Meet you in the next class. Bye-bye.